The movie starts with a girl named Lucy playing with her dad, James, outside their house. Suddenly, she tells him she can see her grandfather, Jackson. James is confused because Jackson is dead, so he says it's not possible. He tells Lucy he knows she misses her grandpa, but no one is there.
Honey, he died last summer. He's in heaven. You know that.
But I see him. He's right there.
I know how much you miss him. So do I, but no one's there.
Sure he is. I can see him.
Then Lucy starts coughing, and James takes her inside. Lucy's mom, Isabel, checks her temperature and says they need to see a doctor the next day because Lucy has a fever. As James leaves, saying he has to check something, Lucy tells Isabel about a book she is writing. She says there is a sad man in the book, but when Isabel asks who it is, Lucy says she doesn't know. She saw him in a dream. Isabel tells Lucy to ask for help if she needs it, and then reminds her that Christmas is just a few days away. Lucy gets excited and says she wants to write on the countdown board. Isabel agrees, and Lucy writes on it for the first time. Meanwhile, James looks at a picture of Jackson in his room, worried about what Lucy said. He looks outside, hoping to see his father, but Jackson is not there. That night, James checks on Lucy before she sleeps. He sees her writing in her book and asks about it. Lucy talks about the sad man but says she doesn't know who he is. She also says she and God will soon be friends with the sad man. James doesn't understand and tells her to go to bed early because she is sick.
Okay, let's get you to sleep. You're sick and we need you to feel better, okay?
Okay.
As he leaves, he feels someone in the room but doesn't know it's Jackson. After James leaves, Jackson sits on Lucy's bed and asks if he can stay with her. Lucy is happy and says Jackson is her best friend. She tells him she's not feeling well, and Jackson says she needs to sleep. Elsewhere, James tells Isabel about Lucy seeing Jackson. Isabel is also confused and mentions the sad man in Lucy's book. She says she's worried about Lucy, but James assures her things will be fine. The next day, a prison doctor tells Pastor Johnson that prisoner Edgar has failing kidneys and needs urgent treatment. Edgar seems resigned, thinking he deserves his fate, but Johnson encourages him to take this second chance. Meanwhile, Isabel takes Lucy to a doctor who diagnoses pneumonia and prescribes medicine. At home, James calls his mom, April, who reassures him that Lucy is special and that Jackson, her past friend, might still be nearby. Edgar is transported to the hospital, but is too weak to walk and is helped into a wheelchair. The warden supports his treatment, giving him a second chance, while Pastor Johnson gives Edgar a Bible. Dr. Stanswick warns that Edgar's treatment will be difficult since prisoners are low on the transplant list, and guards must keep him restrained. At home, Lucy refuses her medicine, but with encouragement from Jackson's spirit and Isabel, she finally takes it. Her pneumonia doesn't improve, so her family decides to take her back to the hospital. At the hospital, tests show Lucy's condition is worsening and she must be admitted. There, Lucy sees Edgar being wheeled in and recognizes him as the sad man from her dreams. She even shows her drawing, which Isabel and April confirm looks like him. James is skeptical but listens. Later, Lucy talks with Isabel's dad, Mike, who cannot visit due to his surgery. They reassure him and tell him to take care, while Edgar remains under strict guard for his kidney transplant. A while later, Dr. Stanswick comes to check on Lucy. After speaking to her, the doctor asks to speak privately with her parents. She tells Isabel and James that Lucy has a serious infection, and if things don't improve, she might go into shock, which could be fatal. Isabel is scared and asks if Lucy could die, but Dr. Stanswick says that is only a worst-case scenario. Meanwhile, Luther resumes his shift and sees Edgar looking at a picture of his family. Luther asks for it, and though Edgar initially refuses, he eventually gives it to him. Luther jokes about the picture and says Edgar will never see them again. Then, he tears the picture in half and throws it back at Edgar before leaving. Edgar is unhappy but powerless. That night, James tells Isabel and April to go home while he stays with Lucy. After they leave, Lucy says a prayer before going to bed. Later, while James is asleep, Lucy gets up and walks out of the room. She sees the hospital cleaner, Bart, and introduces herself. She asks if he is sad, and when he says yes, she tells him not to worry because God loves him. She promises to draw him a picture and give it to him the next day. As she walks on, Jackson appears and asks where she's going. Lucy says she's going to visit a friend, and Jackson says he knows who she means. She asks why she's stronger when he's around. Jackson says angels give strength to those who believe. He tells her he will set off the alarm near Edgar's room to distract Luther, who is playing games on his phone. The plan works well, and Lucy goes in to see Edgar. She introduces herself, but Edgar doesn't understand why she's there. Lucy says she wants to be friends, and tells him she saw him in her dreams, and God showed him to her. Edgar isn't interested, but Lucy says she'll come back the next day so they can read the Bible together. Just as Edgar tries to stop her from returning, Luther hears him talking. Lucy immediately hides. Luther enters but finds no one and assumes Edgar is talking to himself. Lucy sneaks out and returns to her room. The next day, Lucy struggles to breathe.
Lucy, breathe! Lucy, help! Lucy! Nurse! Nurse! How can I help you now? It's Lucy Shimmers.
And the nurse gives her an oxygen mask. Dr. Stanswick tells Lucy's parents her condition is worsening, but they will give her more medicine to help. That day, when James pushes Lucy in a wheelchair, she sees Edgar going for his tests. She asks James to stop and tells Edgar what's wrong with him. She asks Edgar about his condition, and he says his kidneys are failing and he needs a transplant. Lucy asks James if she has kidneys, and when he says she has 2, she tells Edgar she can give him 1. James is shocked and tells her that's not how it works because she also needs her kidneys. As Edgar is wheeled away, James tells Lucy to stop talking to him. She is upset because she says God loves Edgar. But James warns Edgar might be dangerous. That night, Isabel and April stay with Lucy. Jackson's spirit comes to guide her to meet Edgar. She gives Bart a promised picture and sneaks into Edgar's room. They bond, pray for each other, and Lucy lets Edgar read her Bible. On her way back, Lucy meets an elderly woman, Betty, and tells her God loves her. Over the next few days, Lucy continues visiting Edgar and other young patients, giving them pictures and encouragement. 4 days before Christmas, Pastor Johnson brings Edgar's wife, Adrian, and daughter Tiana to visit. Edgar is overjoyed to see them and reading the Bible with Lucy. On Christmas Day, Lucy tells Dr. Stanswick she wants to donate a kidney to Edgar as a Christmas gift. James and Isabel are surprised but supportive. Lucy finishes her book and brings it to Edgar, using Jackson to distract the guards. She gives him the book and even helps him unlock his cuffs. Tragically, Lucy's health worsens, and she dies before Edgar can see her again. James sees her ghost with Jackson and says goodbye. Later, one of Lucy's kidneys is donated to Edgar, who recovers and reunites with his family. Years later, James and Isabel have a son, Alex. While playing outside, James sees Lucy and Jackson standing at the gate, smiling. Alex asks what James is looking at. James says it's his grandfather and sister. Jackson holds Lucy's hand, and they walk away. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.